Hello everyone, we are Yive. Well, I am Yive. Once again, took Australian Survivor Season 2, Episode 4 recap show. I'm the Survivor Simp, aka Xander, and I'm joined by another special guest. Please welcome Yogan. How you going, Yogan?
Oh, I'm going decent, Xander. It's definitely an honor to be part of your podcast.
Of course, of course. Well, you have Survivor, I have Survivor. So why don't you tell everyone, how did you get into Survivor? What's your background with reality TV?
My background, I've been hooked since Survivor US Pearl Island, and I have a healthy collection of the seasons on DVD up to season 27. And I dabbled in some Australian as well, thanks to some Facebook groups.
Well, that's awesome. Well, as an American, do you feel offended that we're not watching US today?
I don't mind because lately the US seasons have been a little stale because of the constant three tribes of six.
I see. I mean, I agree, but that's for another video, not a podcast. Okay, so to start this episode, what did you think? What was your reactions? Was it a good episode? Was it a bad episode?
I would say it is a mix episode. Like I was expecting a huge blindside, it ended up being a blindside, but not who I expected.
I'm the same. I'm not gonna lie. I was low-key disappointed. Like, it was a good episode. Don't get me wrong. Like, I thought the storytelling made sense, but you're like, oh my god, the way Tarzan went out this episode was just, it was not it. And
Yeah,
if
he
you're
literally
wondering,
idled himself out.
oh, say what you were saying.
I said literally he idled himself out by
If you're
giving
wondering
her a
who Tarzan
mile.
is, and you're new to the podcast, this is Tarzan, bottom left, the second person, aka Mark. Yeah, so this is our amazing cast, and you might be thinking, Xander, you haven't crossed out any of their names. Well, that's because I'm lazy. Anyway, so let's just break it down. Yogan, what was your impressions of these people? Anyone you want to talk about to start off with?
Um, Perhaps Jericho and his exciting moment in the episode.
Oh, the cookie stuff? Yeah, tell me
Yeah,
about it.
like don't make
Jericho
it.
Jericho was amazing. Like I, him and Yuke, what a great duo. Elmo and Cookie Monster, love it, amazing.
Yeah, definitely such a fun duo. Like he's literally a semi-villain, and he's working with someone that's more of a hero.
100%. I think the best part of this episode has to be the jar of cookies. Okay, before we even talk about the rest of the episode, which would you do? Would you take the firewood or would you take the cookies?
As much as saying that same side of me says to take the logs, I would definitely go the cookies.
I think I
Because
would go to cookies. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not a selfish person, but when you're starving on an island, I'm gonna want some fucking chopped chip cookies, alright? You're like, I don't blame Jericho at all. Do we think Tarzan made the wrong decision? Or do we think it was irrelevant because he went home anyways?
I would say kind of irrelevant, but it would have helped him a little bit. Like he could use cookies like Jericho to maybe build more trust to certain individuals in the majority alliance.
Which, by the way, that is an amazing strategy. Like, when you're starving and shit out there, little things like food do genuinely bond you with people. Because that's the only experiences you have with these other people. So I honestly think Jericho did an amazing job this episode, building at least building more on the bonds he already forged. I also think that you're like, could you imagine if it was the other way around and Tarzan was the one who took the cookies? Could you imagine what that would have been like? Him and Tessa at like 2 a.m. being like, fuck this tribe, they're gonna vote us out, we're gonna have some cookies. Or like, imagine mid tribal council, Tessa and Tarzan pull out the cookies and just start eating it as one of them's about to get voted off. We're like,
Yeah, that would have been so fun to watch.
or like, imagine if like someone gripped the cookie gun and like, threw it in the fire in front of like the entire tribe.
Yeah, they would be screaming and trying to probably go for that fire to save
That'd be
cookies.
great. That'd be hilarious. I'd love to see it. Anyone who's on any Survivor season, if you're ever in a situation like this, you have my blessing. 100% do it. If you think you'll go home, you've got nothing to lose. Make the TV. Oh my god. So, what do we think about... Okay, well, first of all, let's just talk about Asuna. Who do you think's playing a good game based on what you saw in this one episode? Which I know it's pretty ballsy to ask what you think, but I'm just curious.
Well, definitely Jericho, definitely Luke, definitely Henry. Like, those are probably the top three playing great right now on the saga.
Wait, who was the third person?
That's Jericho, Luke, and Henry. Like, those are definitely the top three contenders.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I've seen the season, so I can't comment too much about who's a contender, but you know, it's my rewatch. And that's what I like to do on this podcast. I bring some people who love Survivor on, and I bring some people who have never seen a fucking episode. And I just get to hear their different perspectives, you know. I think, uh, okay, so, Summertale, what do we think about them? What do you think about Tara and Tessa? What do we think about their rivalry?
Oh, definitely, it's a hot mess, and honestly, I can't believe they still haven't got the other one out. Like, they keep
It's
trying, but they keep failing. It's making great
I
TV.
love it. I love it so much. Because at the I don't know if you saw Yogan, if you were paying attention, but the promo earlier last episode was them saying, "Oh, by the way, I know you want me gone. You're trying to vote me off, Tara. You're trying to vote me off, Tessa." They said that to each other. Like, what is happening? Like, amazing. Australians are really honest, but in like a dick way. But it makes great TV because you're never gonna get two Americans go up to each other and say, "You want me gone, don't you? You want me gone?" like, like what? But I don't know.
Yeah, there's very few U.S. Survivor players that are like that. Because most would rather backstab you than make
Also,
you
what do
feel
you think
comfortable.
about a seven-person alliance? Do you support? Do you?
For me, like, I get it as an order that it is necessary, but it just makes boring TV. And like, if you're in the bottom five, six, seven, you have to make the move, or you're gonna be the one picked off if you keep losing. So take the
I
people
think
from the
it
bottom
definitely
and make the
brings.
move.
Oh, 100%. I think it definitely brings up an interesting discussion of like, is it better to stay with your original allies, or is it better to flip to possibly build something new? And I think that's an interesting thing, especially with stuff like Tribe Swap and Merge coming up, where we don't know yet. When you're on a tribe with these people, like obviously you're gonna have the mindset of we should want to stick together because we're from this original team, and especially in seasons, not this season, but especially in seasons where like like you know how there's theme seasons, so it's like brain burst brawn, blood burst like you have different season themes that are like, oh yeah, It's them versus them. One of us have to win.
Hmm.
I really love Yoki this episode. Yoki was hilarious. Tarzan goes up to Yoki, but at the reward challenge. Mate, I don't think you can do that. I don't think we can hold you on that. I don't think it's stable. Yoki, I can do it. 2 seconds later, oh no, I'm too heavy. I can't do it. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that was
what?
hilarious.
I don't know where that came from, but also like, thank you. Oh my god. I just love it. I love it so much. I need
I
to
still can't
know.
believe they came back. Like literally, they were
Yes.
so behind, and they somehow managed to come back to win the award.
Oh, 100%. I really also love older Jericho scenes where he's like just shoving the cookies in his mouth while watching everyone else sit on the beach. Like
Yeah, that is hilarious.
it's like it's like what is happening? Like, and for you guys who aren't Australian or can't watch it, just so you know, you were missing out on some amazing content. Let me tell you. Like it made my day. And my day's just started, so I need to know. What are your predictions, Yogan? What do you think's gonna happen as someone who hasn't seen it?
I would definitely think Summertown is gonna finally start breaking up the majority alliance. Like it
Oh, just
has
so
to
you know,
happen.
just, not to cut you off, but just so you know, they're called the majority alliance is called the Misfits. Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah, how is it a misfit when it's literally over half the tribe?
Yeah, I don't know. Great name, but no context. What do you think about AK's positioning as someone on openly told, yeah, I'm on the bottom of my alliance. Should I flip?
Yeah, honestly, I think he should have made the move this round, but he's dug his grave, and now he has to be able to flip it real shortly, or he's gonna be one of the first ones out.
From your perspective, who do you think's running that alliance? Because from the edit, they're saying, oh yeah, Yoki's in control. But what do you think's actually happening from your one episode?
From my one episode, like I can kind of see the argument for Lucky or even up Peter, but it's definitely like you can tell that the most of the girls are not the leader, and they seem to be mostly going along. And with Tara, like she is not going to be the leader because of her flipping.
She didn't flip. She stepped out. There's a difference, Yogan. Come on. You
Well,
have to
for me,
believe
I would
her.
consider that more of a flipping than stepping out. Like the
Stepping
only
out,
person in
flipping.
the
I
world.
agree with Tesla. That's the same thing. I don't care. Either way, she wasn't told about the moat. So to me, that's flipping. But whatever. We also have to remember this is like back in 2017. So of course the way people play now is gonna be different from how people used to play it. Even though I do think in especially Australian Survivor, the easiest thing is get like 8 people and just, split votes on the minority. Literally. Just get 8 people out of 12, split the votes, and the 4 people on the bottom can't do shit. Like that's how I
Hmm.
would like so I get why people are like, oh, there's no reason. Like I get it, but like long term, it's like even if your alliance does like let's say Summercow does stick together and they decimate Asuna, you're still gonna get like 7th place if you're not running the game. Or you're not even gonna win. You might even get to the end and not even win. Yeah, could you
Yeah,
imagine that? That'd be embarrassing. No shade to Sean, but like for me, I would rather at least attempt to do something than like use in the end. But I don't know how you feel about that, Jürgen.
oh yeah, for sure. You definitely have to make sure that if you get to the end, you have to have something on your resume. And if you don't, then it's a waste of a potential better runner-up.
I also think it's interesting how you said that you thought Peter could be perceived as someone in control, because I agree. Peter's not really been getting much of an edit, but from what we have seen from Peter, it has been like, oh, we're tight. Yeah, we're solid. Oh, I don't know about you, Kessa. You're saying that you want this person to flip, but that means that they're the flipper too. It's like from my perspective, Peter's definitely the one trying to keep this group together. I don't know the other people. I don't know what they're doing because obviously there's 24 people and we aren't going to get stuff from all of them. But definitely it seems that way. I need to know, who are your favorites?
Favorites, obviously Tessa because I love a good underdog story.
You're boring. You're like every person ever.
Jericho and Luke are a fun pair for me to root for.
I mean, on Summertown, I'm not gonna lie, it's very easy to be like, fuck the popular kids. But like, everyone has that mindset, you know? We saw that in the
Hmm.
most recent season of Australian Survivor 2, which I won't spoil, but it definitely had kicky energy. So, you know, love that. I think the problem, I say the problem. Well, first of all, Tarzan goes home with the idol. Well, not with the idol, but he plays it. He gives it to Tessa. What was your reaction? Were you like just dumbfounded? Because I was when I first saw
Yeah,
this. I was
yeah, I was definitely dumbfounded because that literally was the perfect opportunity to get out of the minority and
I
be
mean,
from the bottom to the top.
oh, you go, you go.
Yeah, instead just a simple waste, and now they're down one of their stronger players.
I'm dumbfounded because one, Tarzan is also on the bottom. It's not like Tarzan is in this alliance. And we saw the only other person who knew it was going to be unanimous on Tessa. The only reason the vote went to Tarzan at all was because Tarzan, in front of AK, someone in the majority alliance said, oh, here's an idol Tessa. That's the only reason why the split votes happened, or at least from the edit's perspective. Obviously, AK is a fan or a super fan, like outside of the show. So from his perspective, he would probably already want to split votes regardless. But like from the edit perspective, at least, it's like that was random.
Yeah, I would have told them like if like he had the shot, like just don't tell the majority and they keep it unanimous and voila.
Why, yeah, that's crazy. Oh my god. So, winner picks. Do you have any? Do you not have any? I don't know.
Mm.
What's the deal? Well, you said
Uh,
contend, but I want to hear winner picks. Who do you think is going to win this season? Or maybe no one will win this season. Maybe everyone gets medevacs. I don't know. I haven't seen this season. Totally.
like usually Survivor has to have a winner, although I've seen an org that had no winner.
Okay, you're
I
definitely
think,
gonna tell me about that after the show, but anyway.
yeah. Winner pick, I would say, for some reason, I think Jericho. Like, one, he's getting the right amount of screen time. He's definitely one of the smarter people on the saga. And plus, they have the
Also,
number.
which tribe are you rooting for? Summertail or Asana?
I would say, mm, Saga.
I'll say this, not to influence your decision at all. I agree. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say why I agree, but I agree.
Yeah, because Summertown just doesn't have like much good personality. Like half of them barely seem to exist. The other half is the good TV.
But isn't that what you're supposed to do, Yogan? Pretty much stay under the
Yeah,
radar.
yeah, yeah. You definitely want to say under the radar, but you can't be too under the
Not on
radar. Or
not on filming.
yeah, like our infamous season 11 Guatemala winner from U.S. who had one of the worst at it because she kept on refusing to say certain info during the confessionals.
Ooh, spicy. Can you also explain to everyone what an org is? Because for those people who are probably thinking, what's an org?
Basically, an org is like an online version of a game. In this case, an online version of Survivor. And we text, we go on calls. Some even you have to do comps live on camera.
Oh, wow. That sounds crazy. Sorry. Anyways, love that. Also, I need to know, Yogan, what are your favorite cookies?
My favorite gotta be chocolate chips, although I am well known for baking chocolate chips, chocolate chip pecans, and even a Snicker cookie and not Snickerdoodle. An actual Snicker cookies with chunks of Snickers in it with extra peanuts.
Love that. So, on Summertown, the bottom people seem to be, and this is just who's not in the Massive Alliance. Tessa is fucking by herself, has no one. I feel like devastated for Tessa. What a shitty situation. And just so you know, Yogan, her allies have been voted off again and again. Her allies keep getting voted off. So, like, it's rough in Tessa's world. She and Nicolia, aka Ziggy,
Hmm.
those two were in Adam's alliance, so now they're on the bottom. So between Ziggy and Tessa, who's gone?
Well, if Tessa doesn't have an idol, her, but if she has an idol, probably Ziggy.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Also, is there anyone swap wise who you're like, I wouldn't mind seeing those two from different tribes connect?
Mm, maybe a Tessa with Luke, because that would be like a very fun pairing because of their personalities.
Fun. Uh, let's go. Oh my god. Overall, after we come back in, I don't know, whenever you're on next, do you think that this season is going to be what you thought it would be? Like the way the season's going? Do you think? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm. Like how I think it's gonna go from like this point, like what I think is gonna happen. I'm hoping I'm wrong in that it's unpredictable.
we'll find out in like 10 years. I don't know. Depends how long it takes me to watch the seasons back. But anyways, I also just want to monologue a dialogue between Henry and Jericho real quick that we got from this episode. Because I'm an idiot. Okay, so Jericho, how much do you trust me? Henry, wait, hold up. Not my Discord having a yak, guys. Technical difficulties. Henry, I trust you so much. And then Henry, after finishing some cookies, this has made my day. Definitely got your back now.
Yeah, like if you really
What
trust
the
him, why would you
fuck?
say that at the end?
That would sketch me out, bro. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I would say, yikes, he doesn't have me in his corner. I might have to get rid of him sooner rather than later.
Like, Henry, where was that social management? Like, I don't understand. I mean, Henry has an idol that Jackie knows about, but like, past that, it's like Henry, I don't get it. And we also saw from Henry last episode, he was trying to throw the immunity challenge to get rid of Sam to break up Mark and Sam because he sees Sam as a dangerous player, which we didn't see this before, Logan, but Henry, Mark, Sam, and Jackie were kind of an alliance at the start of the season, but now they're like not, or like Henry and Jackie are pretending they're with Mark and Sam, which is a bit random, which is why we got at the start of this episode Sam being like, I've heard my name. Who said my name? And she like, just doesn't know who it was, but it's literally people she thought she was working with, which is another stupid thing to talk about, right? Like, if you
Hmm.
are working with someone, why are you throwing them away because they're a threat? We are at what? Final 20? Final 21, and you're thinking about voting people off based on being threats? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's way too early. Like, come on, you leave the threats for like closer to the merge, not still not even in the swap.
You haven't even met the other half of the contestants. You don't even know what's going on in the other tribe. Like, I don't get it. But you know what? Henry makes good TV. Another thing that you don't know about Yogan is Henry came into this game wanting to play, well, pretending that he's a yoga instructor. That's his strategy. And we're going to see that next episode, a little spoiler for next episode, where he's on the beach doing his yoga poses with his tribe. Are you surprised by that, or does that make sense from what you've seen from Henry?
Uh, honestly, kind of makes sense a little bit, but definitely he should be doing a better job.
I know, I know. Also, I just want to say, what do you think about Asuna and Summerteller's tribe names? Are they good? Are they shit? Like, spill the tea, like.
Definitely not the worst names because there's definitely been plenty of bad names on U.S. Survivor.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. We have time. It's personal preference.
Like I would say, between the two, Asaga's the more boringish name, but it's still not a bad name. Samatau is a little more unique.
Yes. I think the reason why we like Asuna more, and probably the casuals watching it, is because Summertown was boring because it's just one massive cult, and Asuna
Yeah,
is just like a fucking shit show.
yeah, kind of like Survivor South Pacific and the cult of Coach.
Oh wow, I did not think we were going to talk about that, but that's crazy. Not wrong. Not wrong. Oh my god. Well, anyways, that's a lot of the questions I had to say. Overall, you've said your predictions. So I guess we'll find out if they're true or not. Yogan, I'll definitely have to invite you back onto the podcast so we can talk about the pre-merge. Because once the pre-merge ends, I'm gonna do a podcast and you can join me and we're gonna talk about the pre-merge and then you can rewatch the first few episodes that you missed and we can spit by it, it'll be fun. But thank you for coming onto the podcast. And for everyone at home, if anyone wants to talk Survivor, hit me up. Comment down below. Always looking for more podcast guests to talk about Survivor and reality TV. Until next time, peace out, everyone. And then, like, the stream takes 10 years to load.